Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. It's a beautiful Saturday. And thank you very much for joining us again on Masterclass with Tope Bandele. Wow, fantastic. I'm quite elated today. I'm quite happy. Team Elesin. You're welcome.
Hello.
We are so excited to be here.
Hello. Thank you, sir, for inviting us.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you so much.
Tope, it's a privilege to be on the platform. God bless you real good. God bless
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So much. Yes.
Thank you.
So, just for an introduction, thanks. I met my wife in Gombe. Gombe during NYSC. Gombe is Bauchi State. Okay, it was carved out from Bauchi State. Gombe is close to Jos, just to give people some geographical projection. Now, I am from Ekiti State. My wife is from Benin. She's an Edo blood. She's the first of 8 children.
No wonder we are connected, sir. I'm also from Ekiti.
While I am the last boy, I'm the 4th child of 5 children. We grew up in Sokoto. So
born and brought up.
Yes, born, bred, buttered in the north. My wife was born, buttered in the
in Benin.
In almighty Benin. So and that's one of the things that we're giving this background so that people understand that if you make marriage work, it's beautiful. Yeah. I keep telling people that my wife is my favor. Why? Because we're people of faith. Either find a wife, find a good thing, and obtain it. Okay, favor from the Lord.
King James, obtain it.
Yes. Obtain a favor.
Just obtain favor is good.
Okay. I like the emphasis. It makes me understand the weight, And have we enjoyed favor? Oh, God have mercy. Absolutely. So I just want to encourage that couple that might be culturally, challenged. I'm wondering, how do you manage each other? Basically, this is based on understanding. This is we're just giving this extra. Today, we're talking about finances. Money is critical. Yeah. Am I right, Ms. Elesin?
Yeah. It's a big deal. If couples fight over it and end up being divorced, because of money, then it's a big deal and we need to talk about it.
Yes.
Especially in this season where a lot of couples are having fights of no money, some money, and so many other things. So we're glad to be talking about it.
Yeah.
So we will share from different perspectives. We'll just share for a couple of minutes and then we will be open. Questions and answers.
For like 1 hour.
For like an hour. So, Mr. Bandele, thank you so much. So I
thank
think
you, ma.
we want to share. So Tunde, over to you.
Okay, so I just want to say that you are not poor because you don't have money. You are poor because of the mindset you have. Number 2, and this is critical. Your home will suffer if it doesn't run on a proper financial system.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, your home will have big issues. Okay, and I keep saying it. We are people of faith. Why did Jesus, after feeding the 5,000 men, ask them to go and gather the baskets that remained? And if you read that scripture, they gathered 12 baskets. Interesting. Wow, 12 baskets. So that helped us to learn, my wife and I, that the critical thing is the management of finances, and that is so important. So today we have some things to talk about, and my wife will start from talking about the money mindset. Then we'll come back to talk about who is a saver, who is a spender. Then my wife will talk again about couples way, how we think couples should, manage your finances. Then I will now come back and talk about the Team Elesin pattern. We have created a system. It's not compulsory you copy us. You have to look for yours, please. No marriage is the same.
Yeah.
No marriage is the same. But you have to find a system. So what is a system? A system is a combination of processes, is a combination of how things are done that gives you an output. Our body, we have systems working in our body, and that's the reason why we can function effectively. If you want to function effectively in your finances, you must have a working system. You must understand that is so important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will hand over to my wife as she starts.
Okay, so the first thing we will talk about, which my husband has already started, is
can I interrupt you, ma, before you start, so that I let people know that so that we can have a quite a good focus on you. I will be going off video for a while so that we can focus on the speaker. But please make use of the chat button option, guys. Just once you hear anything that hits you, the punchlines, or you have questions, I wouldn't want to interrupt them during the session. Just keep putting those questions in the chat box, and I promise you, we will take every questions, and they will do justice to that by the grace of God. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I am Bridget, and this is Tunde Elesin. So we're using his iPad, so you'll see his name there. Okay, and like my husband said, we've been married for 17 years plus now. June 14th this year was 17 years, and we've known each other for over 20 years.
Yep.
Like we said, we served together. 98, 99 was when we served together in Gombe, which is known as the Lone Jewel in the Savannah. So basically, we've come a long way. We have we call them three prophetic children, and 2 of them are teenagers. We have 2 daughters and a son. The boy is the last of our 3 children. And we have countless, should I say uncountable now, number of adopted children, proteges, and so some of them are here, and we want to say thank you to everyone that is here to listen to us. And for us, we are big on exporting what works at home. So we'll be sharing our story as we go along. But first of all, let's talk about the money mindset. What is your mindset about money? And how do you see money? Do you see money as, a lot of people see it as necessary evil. Or a lot of people see it as, okay, having money is a good thing because they can afford, the kind of life that they want. And a lot of people, have an abundance mindset, while some have a scarcity mindset. And so when you have an abundance mindset, it's different from having a scarcity mindset, because you can truly have money and still be somebody that is selfish in thinking. So understand who you are as a person. What is your mindset? And how do you see money? Do you see it as something that you get in exchange for value, or you just feel that money, as our parents would say in those days, monies do monies grow on trees, and can you just pluck it out and spend? Okay, so as people of faith, we understand that money is how do I say it now? Is good. Is the love of money that is the root of all evil, because Bible says money answereth all. So you need money to have internet, to buy your data, to do everything, to buy clothes, to live a good life. So money is truly, truly, truly good, and it's nothing, you should be afraid of. And then look at this. What is your financial history? When you're talking about the mindset, most of us came from homes where our parents, gave us this impression that, money is only for the rich, so to speak. Make you know that money is hard to get. Make you know that, you must work, sweat, and do so much, to get money, and so many ideas. So that has affected a lot of people. And when you look at the reasons why people actually have money issues, it's their mindset. Because for some people, if there's no money in their pocket or in their bank accounts,
they're sad.
They will have high temperature. By the time you touch the man, he's backing. The woman too is grouchy. As in she's not herself, because there's no money in her account. And like I always tell people, money was not created by God. Money was created by man in exchange for value. There was a time where the medium of exchange for value was the goods or services the person has. So if I need something, I can meet my husband, for example. Let's assume that he's Mr. A, I'm Mrs. B, and then I need something. I go to Mr. A to say, I have this need. You have it, you need what I have, and we exchange. You understand? But now, there's now bills. So understand your mindset and where you're coming from. And then who taught you about finance? How were you taught about finance? I have seen homes where people were taught, you know, in different ways. So we will come to that, who the spender is, and all of this money mindset we learn from our parents. There are people till today that cannot declare what they have in their accounts because their parents never declared. You understand? Their parents never showed how money was made, how money was saved, how money was invested. So that is the same way that they are. Two, there are people today that still buy things secretly without declaring what they are buying, without saying, okay, I'm buying this. Yes, if you have a style where when you get a particular amount of money, you don't need to declare, it's different. But there are some that will steal from themselves. There are some that will buy things secretly without letting their spouse know. So we will get to all of those things because your financial history is key. Who taught you about money? What conversations are you having about money? And what were you taught as you were growing up? Because who taught you how to sing is how you will sing like. So when it comes to financial history, whatever you learned from your parents is how you will, you know, graduate into your marriage life and how you will do marriage until you both intentionally uninstall that programming. So as we talk, please pay close attention because we had to uninstall our own programming. There was the way I saw how my parents did their finance, how they learn money. My husband also saw that, how his parents did finance, how they learn money, and where we were coming from. I came from a home where both of my parents, I met them as a child, as entrepreneurs. I met them working for themselves. My husband grew up in a place where his parents were both working for the government, and so they were, you know, used to, they were salary earners. So our money language will be different because I grew up with entrepreneurs. So the way we see money, the way we spend money is totally different. So you need to understand where you're coming from as a couple, where both of you are coming from, because that will play a huge role in you having your marriage. Okay, so let my husband share the next points, because we'll go to question and answer, and then we can delve in, you know, properly. But that's just a foundation to say what is your money mindset.
So this is so important because, like as my wife said, my parents were civil servants. They earned a salary. I think my dad really went into business really towards the later end of his lifetime. While my wife's folks, they had several businesses, they were entrepreneurs. So that affected the way, we both relate. And that made my wife the spender and made me the saver. Okay.
We're used to salary.
You understand?
Once a month.
You know, and unfortunately, that created some big tensions at the beginning. Guys, so in every home, you must know who is the spender and who is the saver. So let's define that. The spender is someone that wants to live for today. You have 20,000 naira in your account, and suddenly you just remember that, oh, I have to buy a shoe, I have to buy a pair of shoe. You go spend it. The saver, on the other hand, has the same 20,000. He will not spend he will
rather walk barefoot than buy shoe.
He will. So you see, my man, he will walk barefooted for 2 years.
Than buy a shoe.
So that's why the money mindset is so important. You have to look for so initially, first of all, if I give my comment. Initially, I used to think, no, we have to be savers. We have to be spenders. And that created tension in our home. It created a lot of tension because my wife, she's the enjoyment mama. I mean, she's the jollof babe.
I proudly wear the crown as a now.
For some families, it is the guy. Okay, he doesn't know how to say no to his appetite and to people. And by so doing, it puts the family under so much pressure, so much pressure. That's why I say it again. If you can crack this thing, guys, you will enter the realm of rest concerning your finances. So very important. We want to ask, every home should make sure you live with a budget. So what's a budget? List of items you will spend your money or the income coming. There's some money habits that is critical, and we will be dropping some as we begin to talk. Guys, make sure your income is more than your expense.
Okay.
Make sure. It will be difficult. Now, meaning you need to sit down as a family and ask yourself, what is our income? And you know what? Every end of the month, because that's the habit I've created, I send my wife a list. We have to buy this food. We have to take care of this. Something is coming. I mean, there is a family function coming. I mean, we make sure that list is very, very clear. Guys, that has helped us to create a mindset of being on the table at the same time. So while you're on the table at the same time, then I now learned something. Guys, we are people of faith. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 10. He said, God gave seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Wow, that healed me. And you know what that told me? It taught me that you need the seed sower, which is the saver, to sow for tomorrow. But you also need the bread eater to eat enough bread to be able to sow seed for tomorrow. You need, I repeat it for those that did not hear what I've said. You need both parties on the table. You cannot, both of you can't be seed sowers. You will die. You won't have energy to sow. You plant a seed, it grows in 3 months. You plant another seed, it grows in 2 years. Some seeds, they germinate in 5. You need energy to be able to stay. That's why God in his wisdom made some seeds germinate in 1 month, because he knows people need bread. You need fruits or bread to eat for today. Again, both of you cannot be all bread eaters, meaning you eat everything. You won't have anything for tomorrow. And that's what happened to a lot of homes. A lot of homes. As a matter of another principle we drop on the table, make sure you have 6 months of your expense saved somewhere. If you don't have it, start today, and we'll talk about that. How do you start? Start to drop 2% of your income in a savings account that there is no ATM, there is no online banking until it gets to 6 months of your expense. Meaning, you have to ask yourself, what will keep my home
6 months or more, if you can do
what
more.
will keep my home in 6 months? Indirectly, what is keeping my home in a month? Example, you buy fuel, you run the car, you maintain the car. Every 3 months you pay school fees. If you have kids in school, every 3 months, that's the semester, every 3 months. So we had to sit down and ask ourselves, what does it take, to survive and live? Now, guess what, guys? When you have the seed sower and the bread eater, and you balance it, then you have a beautiful system. You have a beautiful system. So you cannot be only eating the seed. So what does my wife and I will do? Sincerely speaking, guys, we have learned to eat bread. I'm serious. So we take ourselves on a date every month. We take ourselves on a date. That's my wife speaking. And she takes me to places. I mean, we've learned to go on holiday. We go to somewhere, to Ghana, there was one time in Nigeria, we went to ShopRite and we stayed in a hotel close to a cinema. And just went there every day, enjoyed ourselves. Those are experiences you need to energize your home. You need experiences to energize your home. In addition, you need to save for the future. 2 months ago, I was asking my wife, what do we need to begin to save now that we generate next year? What do we need to save? What do we need to put aside? My wife had a business that was good for her, and she was keeping aside a particular amount of money for us for the future. I will end with this. The man of God once said, if you don't consider the future, you're not permitted to live in the future. If you don't consider the future, you are not permitted. What does it mean? you will struggle. And guess what, guys? Today is the 18th, sorry, the 10th of October 2020. If Jesus started, 10th of October 2025 will come. Where will you be in your finance? So I hand over to my wife.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elesin. Thank you so much. The way we're talking about it now, to be as if it was fun when we were going through our process.
It wasn't fun.
It was not fun because being the spender.
I was about coming to that.
Oh no, it was not
easy as this.
Fun. It was not fun at all because I was coming from a background where I saw money. Let me put it that way, and where the money was constant because my parents were entrepreneurs. Okay, and so my money language, and they were both. When I said they were both spenders, yes, my mom was a bit of a saver because women most times will be a bit of a saver. They don't want money problem. They don't want when they need help that they won't have money to spend or they don't have money to meet their needs. So they will kind of keep something aside always. But men are easier. So when you have a man as the spender, it's worse than when you have a woman as the spender. Because the woman as the spender will remember she needs to keep something for herself. The man might not remember at all, okay? But then, apart from being a spender, I'm also altruistic in nature. So it was very easy for people to just come and then I would just give over whatever I have and then I am living, in penury, in quotes. And my husband will be wondering, but you got money so time. How come you don't have anything? How come this is happening? How come you understand? So there's so many how comes. I had to learn to go for financial intelligence. I had to start getting coaches. I had to start reading, reading books to learn. And so this brings me to the third part, how couples see money, how they see money. Many couples, how they spend money is his money. So this is my husband, Tunde. His money is our money. And my money is my money. That's how some couples spend. So his money is our money, and my money, me, Bridget, Elesin, my money is my money. That's how some couples spend. So the husband's money is our money. The wife's money is her money. She does whatever she likes. And you see some
people say that's how God created it.
Yes, that's not true. It's not scriptural. Okay, we will come to that. The second thing is some will see it as is the woman's money that is our money, and my money, the man's money, I can do whatever I like. And so the woman works and she hands over the money because he's the lion of the tribe of the home. He's the defender of the universe of that home. And so when you get the money, give me the paycheck. And so God takes the paycheck and gives her, if he even gives her at all, he sprinkles the money. The way you sprinkle salt. You can't put so much salt into the soup. You just put small. And you give her small, and you take the balance. So a guy is spending 90% of babe's money, and he's saying he's the lion of the tribe of his home. And then when he's the one that is not, he's not saved in his mind, he's not saved in anywhere, he will write the list. 50% goes to his own family. He sends the money there. Another 30% goes to friends, the eaters. Another one goes to the boys. And then the remaining 10%, they can manage for the house. And then 10% goes to a babe. She can't even do her hair. She can wear weave on like this for the next 1 year. And the next thing she will be wearing turban. They'll say it's not fashion. There's something wrong with the head. Why? Baby is suffering. Husband has collected money. So it happens. And then there are people that they run joint account, but the joint account depends on how they are running the joint account. And that joint account is whoever has more money puts money into an account. Then the other one just spends. So even when the other person gets, they don't put money. And some will say, let's put a percentage. So it depends on what you run. And some people can never, in this life and the life to come, run a joint account because they believe that nobody, if we ask couples here, how many of you know how much your husband earns or how much your wife earns? You'll be surprised. A lot of people don't. They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Most men, proudly will say, why should I know what my wife earns? Why? Because you want to say you are the man. Even when you are dying, you package yourself so much that the woman thinks you have money when you don't have.
Yeah.
And then there are some men that hide money. Because if the wife knows this minute, he has 100,000, that's 99,900 must go that day. Everything her generation did not buy must be bought that night. You understand? So we need to understand
women, right?
how we, Yes, for some women, they do that. Men too. Men too. When they get the money until it is gone, they will not be okay. So there's nothing like savings for them.
So what do you advise as
So what we advise, which we will share our own story and then crown this up, is for us to know this, that money is, you know, has a voice. And it depends on whose hand the money is. And then every couple must get education. Learn financial management, learn your style, learn who the saver is, learn who the spender is. I'm not one to write budget, I won't lie to you. I spend and then now start writing the expenses. This was what I used the money for. And I started tracking those money because my husband would demand, okay, what did you use this money for? So my own is sufficient to the day, is the evil, as in just spend now. There's no need 10 years. Will I even be alive in 10 years that I'm planning for 10 years? So I always spend as in each day as it goes. But I now began to understand that we need to plan, because whether we plan or not, tomorrow will come. And if we don't plan, what will happen tomorrow? So that was the first thing I learned, how to plan and then how to save. So it's not just having money. And then we sat down to say, okay, what will be our own financial plan? So we learned. We read books. Robert Kiyosaki helped. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. Yeah. All of his books helped. Yeah. My husband actually joined his tribe, where he started getting till today. He still gets his emails and everything. Went for his seminars and stuff like that. So we learned from others that were known. Then in Nigeria, I learned from people like Jolo Akiyemi, Tosin Praise for what I was a very obedient student learning, and that learning helped me. So I stopped being, you know, someone that gives emotionally. And we both sat down to say, you know what, if we want to make our plan and we want to make this life better for us, we need to be consistent with our saving. We need to say, okay, you are the spender, I am the saver. How do we save? So that I balance it, so that we don't start saving, and we will not enjoy our money and we'll be waiting till the day we retire, and God forbid, we don't see that retirement. So we had to put into our plan money for monthly flexing or enjoyment. That's why it calls me enjoyment mama. I will look for the place. We need to go out, we need to enjoy and spend the money somewhere. We started planning how to, you know, go for more trainings and paid trainings. So we started looking for opportunities to invest and everything. So we learned how to do all of that. My husband will share more. But the question I want to leave you with now, as I let him share our own personal story, is who is the spender in your house? Like I would tell my husband sometimes, I say, don't call me the spender. Because money, yes, you can't bring money and put it on the table and money will work on its own. Somebody has to go spend it. So I'm the one that picks the money from the table and I go to spend it. So don't be calling me the spender in that sense, okay? But that's the truth. Because some men think, oh, because I'm not the one going to the market, I'm not the spender. Sometimes the men are the spender. When we say who is the spender, is the one that will spend without thinking. Is the one that will spend without a budget. Is the one that will spend on everything without thinking of tomorrow. Is the one that wants to just spend cash. So that's why we say the spender. Then the saver is the one that will save, sometimes at the detriment of the family.
So can you just answer what we believe is my money, my money?
No. Tunde, your money is my money. My money is your money. That is how we. That's how we do it.
Why?
So his money is my money. My money is his money. And we've agreed to do that because we're a team.
Yes.
We're a team. Yes. We're a team. So I know what he earns. He's Mr. and Mrs. And I know what he earns. He knows what I earn. And then we've agreed. We have joint accounts. So if we get our monies, he will share all of that. I don't want to get into his own part of it. So Tunde, take it from there.
As we round this up, we want to talk about our experiences, how we have lived in the last 17 years. And we're still learning. And sincerely speaking, you know,
guys, please keep the questions coming. Just keep dropping your questions. I already see some. We'll take them afterwards.
Thanks, sir. So we're still learning, and I want to please just what we have learned is this thing called finances. We have broken it into four big concepts. The first concept is that we must live within a budget. That's so important. So meaning, and don't forget, that budget means both of us, we put it in a bucket and tackle our finances from that. So I don't want, so what to make it easy is, please, if your school fees of your children is 50% of what you earn, there is an error. 50% of what you earn in a month or annually, then there's crisis. If your accommodation that you are staying in, okay, is more than 30% what you're spending today, guys, you please go back to the drawing board. Now, it's good to start small and grow.
Yeah.
We have learned to dream together. Sir, when we got married, we went to Sheraton in Lagos and we sat there and we just dreamt. I mean, we dreamt that this would be normal.
Yep.
We could not afford it. We bought water. You know, they won't drive us now, but we bought water. They gave us water and granite. And we just said this would be normal. We went to somewhere in Lagos and went to price the house.
We couldn't afford it.
We couldn't afford it, but we were dreaming, because what can enter your heart can enter your hand. By the 5th year, we had moved into our own house.
Yeah.
By the 5th year, guys, by the 5th year, we had moved into our own house in Lagos. Now, guys, please let me put it in perspective. When I was about to get married, I went to greet my wife in Benin. She gave me transport money. Yeah. So to put it in perspective, so please, so you understand, we are coming from a very humble background, very, very humble.
She gave you transport money. I'm sure a lot of young guys of today would say, or parents, we even say, no, but that's the way we say it in Yoruba.
Yes, I want to put it in perspective. This Sheraton we're talking about, one of my wife's birthday, I took her there to spend the night, and we went to the same Sheraton I went to dream. Few years after, one of our birthdays, or we had an occasion, we brought a couple that could not afford it, okay, and we brought them to the location. Now, what are we saying, guys? If you can dream together, now make sure, and that's the next thing I want to talk about. First thing is your financial management, which is the budget part. The next critical thing, which is so important, is you must create a system where your finances increase. 1 Kings chapter 4 verse 7. 1 Kings chapter 4 verse 7. Solomon had 12 governors. Yeah. Each of his governors provided for his household per month. So governor 1, January. Governor 2, February. Governor 3, March. Governor 10, October. Yeah. Big table. Solomon fed thousands, and that day God gave my wife an idea. Have 12 sources of income, 12, that increases your and do it together. So that means one is my salary because I work today. My wife does coaching, training. We are John C. Maxwell coaching speakers. But my wife have two books. So we are not 12. We are not reached 12 yet, but we are growing towards it. One of our businesses provides for school fees for our children. I mean, there are several things we've assigned it. So you must create a system, not do it separately, do it together. That's the second one. The third thing, very important, I want to ask every couple, make sure your home is a blessing to somebody else. You have to have a giving mechanism. We are people of faith. If you give to the poor, you're lending to God. You're lending to God. Jesus said, let your right hand and your left hand don't know what you're doing. Okay? So very, very, very important. Give to God's word. It's an insurance that is more than any insurance. Yeah. I'm telling you the truth. It's an insurance. It's more than any insurance. That is number 3. Number 4 is this: you must learn to have enjoyment, but you must create a process where you reward yourselves. You reward yourselves. So my wife and I, after every period, we say, okay, this amount, we will use it as a benefit budget. Okay. Do we have joint accounts? Yes, but we tied it to the management of our finances. So I will leave that for question and answers as people ask us. Yeah. So God bless you guys. We really want to make this interactive. Thank you, sir, for inviting us. Thank you very, very much. And then we'll go for question and answers. Thank you.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see my guests, they are quite on fire. And they're not just telling us what they read in books, they're actually telling us what they've practicalized. And that is what MCTB is meant for. We try to walk the talk, and we also lead by example. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. I know you have quite a lot that you've not even dished out. We're going to unravel some of this during the question and answer. And I have a couple of questions which some people have sent to us already via email and via different media. And I can already see some questions are coming in through the chat box. Guys, please bring in your questions. We will attend to them. So the first question here, what is your own definition of breadwinner? Is it right to have the wife breadwinning for the family? So this person says, yes, my husband married me. I call him the breadwinner, but it's the other way around. I am the one breadwinning. So should I now be the breadwinner, or my husband is still the breadwinner? I am the bread sourcer or bread provider. He's winning what I provide. So what is your own definition of breadwinner?
So thank you for that. So the breadwinner means who is providing the bread. Who is providing the bread. Now, don't forget, we have said, for the marriage to work, guys, I say it again, it has to be both of you. Go and read Proverbs 31, lady. Solomon was Old Testament, so don't tell me it was New Testament. Don't tell me it was tradition. Most of us is really tradition. Tradition will hit religion for breakfast. Tradition will hit scriptures if you're not careful. You must listen. For your home to work smoothly, don't forget I've said it must run on financial principles. Now, what the man is the head of the home. Very important. Meaning, so how do we do it? The man is like the chairman of the board. It doesn't mean he's the chairman doesn't necessarily bring the total amount that runs the company. No, your wife might be earning 7 times more than you. You will kill yourself, sir. 2 are better than 1. I will say this. We were in a meeting once. Somebody quoted that scripture. He said, 1 will chase 1,000. 2 will chase what? 10,000. He said, anytime you are working solo, you are living. Yes, anytime you are working solo, you are leaving 9,000 on the table. Anytime you are leaving 9,000 on the table. So who is the breadwinner? Breadwinner. So there is no breadwinner in this concept because both of us are bringing the stuff to the table, depending on the seasons. If your husband worked for a bank or something and they laid people off, definitely there will be a trying season. So if you don't start working together from now, you will feel the impact because you will say he should be the one paying for the school fees now, and that means your children's school fees will not be paid. If your rent is due end of October, there will be crisis. Because he is the one doing it alone. So every family begin to think, my money is my wife's money. My wife's money is my money. So how do we manage it for both of us? The very basics. I take that. I mean, we put it together and I say, no, we should spend this at this time. We should spend this. We should postpone it. So I take that decision. And my wife said, okay.
To buttress or to probably train some live example. I have a senior friend who was actually doing very well. He is a businessman. He was doing quite well, but something happened. Himself and partner split it, okay? And that was it. The wife from the second month automatically changed because this is my big bro said, hey, now we cannot afford Loyola College again. Let's take these kids to this. The wife said, no, I cannot downgrade myself because of your inefficiencies. I cannot downgrade myself because of your incapability. So now today, this man had to leave the house hustling. The wife had taken over. People say, yeah, now she is the breadwinner. Actually, the husband is the one that asked this question. So does that mean that there has been a switch at that time?
No.
And what would you want to say to this man when the wife is not willing to actually step down to live within their means? You talked about living within budget. This time, budget has changed. So when budget changes, what should we do? And when the other party is not willing, what should I do as a man?
So what should he do? Okay, unfortunately, they're in a crisis now. So they have to be, I would have asked them to be proactive before. But what should he do now? Okay. So a few things. You need to win back your wife's trust. Every man, you need to make sure you are good. Every man can sell. I'm telling you the truth. We have this beautiful, don't lie to her, but win back her trust. that babe, things will get better. Okay, and then expose her to material that we need to readjust so that we can refire. We need to readjust. Sir, I want to beg that man not to lose his self-esteem. Please, don't lose your self-esteem. I know many men might be in that shoe right now. Don't lose your self-esteem. God is your source, okay? Yeah. Number two, okay, we always encourage couples to have marriage mentors. This is the time a marriage mentor will hold the family's hand to redirect them. I want my wife to talk a bit.
Okay, let me say this to the men. The truth is that you don't have money in your pocket does not mean you are not still the head of the home. So men, as you get married, first of all, understand headship.
Yes.
You are the main person. Let me put it this way. It's like you are the head, the woman is the neck, as they say it. But you are both co-leaders. You are leading, depending on where you're coming from. And as people of faith, when God said, let us make man, let us is us. You understand? So we are together. So men, most times when they bring themselves to that aspect of, oh, because I don't have money, she's not listening. No. Was she listening when you had money? And what was your behavior when you had money? Were you a team when you had money? Because we need to sit down and agree on it. So you as a wife, you are a helper. What are you coming to help? As a helper, you are a strengthener, you are standby, you are advocate, you are helper. Go and check the meaning of helper. Whether in the Bible, check Google, you would, is Ezra, spelled E-Z-E-R. You are helping. What have you come to help? So when you now withhold your money to say, oh, now is this, no. You have been sent to this man as helper. Help him.
You already, what does he do? Go on, sir.
No, so, I mean, I want my wife to, so thank you for watching, but what do you say to the man?
No, to that man now, I don't know the behavior he had when he had money. So because I don't know the full story.
He was given. Sir, this is someone I know.
That's what I'm saying.
He was all out,
let me put it
given.
If you are not in charge of your home, because what we try to do is to build the team-centered mindset. There are women, I tell my husband, every time he wants to go out of line, I'll say, God save you, guy. You have a wife that has the mind of Christ. Because I can tune you and you know you don't have hair, but you have that die immediately. A woman has that strength and capacity to make a man mad. But I'm not doing anything I'm doing, submitted to him because of him. I'm submitted to the God in him. And because he also submits to God. So when men do not know themselves, they will malfunction, and their malfunction ability will rub off on their marriage. So when you are in charge, it's not about being money, it's about being in charge.
Very
and
true.
I'm not saying be in charge and be a lion and don't understand, because there's another part where people get extreme. I'm in charge. You don't need to tell me you are a man. You're a man.
Don't announce it.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. And I think let's just add the second question to it. I said, and I think you've touched a bit about that topic. So when the Bible calls the wife as helpmeet, should there be an agreed percentages when it comes to family finance contribution? The Bible says yes, the wife is the helpmeet. So can I demand 20% from my wife, or do I demand 50-50?
So there is no percentage in the Bible that you should give 60% or 100 or 30%, or some people even bring 100 and the guy gives her 5. You know what we encourage is put both into a bucket. So I give a small example. The wife earns 250,000, the man earns 100,000. So what we are saying is you need to consider how much of the money, how much runs your home. You need to find out that. That's very important. So if you say what runs our home is 4 is 300,000. You put 250, it brings 100. There is a balance of 50. Am I right? So you need to say, okay, we have put this in the bucket now. What do we need as a basis? You need to plan for tomorrow. That means you need to reduce some expenses. Okay, bring it together. That's what we encourage. Now, in our home, sir, we have 3 buckets. To put it in perspective, the first bucket is the very first, the first bucket is what you need for a month what the recurrent expenses, the basic things today, tomatoes, stew,
Recurrent,
yam, recurrent. For now, you know, the next one is things that are 3 or 6 months or 1 year outward that will definitely happen, but you need to spend. School fees happens every 3 months. If you're, I want to tell every family, your needs will grow as you grow in life. If you don't have a car today, thank God you walk around, but I'm telling you, you will soon need one, because your health insurance, you will need one. So you need to begin to, as you budget, you need to plan for tomorrow. You need to plan for, you need to put aside stuff that will help you for tomorrow. Don't put money in savings account for savings. No, put it for investment. Put it for investment. Don't put money in account because you want to be looking at it and feel happy. I have 300,000 in the bank. You just, if you're not careful, after 1 year, you just lost 10% of it. If you're not careful, after 3 years, you lost 60% of it, because inflation is about 18%. So you lost it. I'm serious. I give a small example. We invested, my wife and I, we did an insurance. We invested an amount of money every month. When the Naira crashed, our money became half of the money. I'm telling you the truth.
Wow.
So you have, very important, please, you need to put money. That's the second bucket. Now, do you know the third bucket, sir? The third bucket is the third bucket is my wife. We leave allowance for what, anything she wants to do, and gives me allowance for stuff I want to do. Third bucket. We give breathing space.
What do you call that third bucket, sir?
Self bucket. It's called self. It belongs to her. It belongs to me. Self.
Yes.
Self.
Your own money.
Your own money. I want to ask every man listening to me here, even if you earn 100,000, your wife earns 1 million, give your wife, give her something that from you that she won't account for it. It's not for food. It's not for money. It's not for tomato. It's not for anything. Say that, babe, for my 100,000, I give you this. Every lady has a financial security enhances our love for you.
Oh, no romance without finance.
Financial security enhances our love for you. So every month I cut my wife a check, even if she earned more than that the previous month. I do it. It's a habit you will never forget, sir.
This is deep. But let me ask that. So the self bucket, you don't get involved in what she spends or how she spends it, right? And she doesn't also get.
No, but if you meet the first two, before you get to the third one, it will take some time. But guess what? You will get but if you meet the first two, the second one talks about personal investments, investment for the house, talks about vacation, it talks about several things that keep going. And guys, if you focus on it, it is easy to now focus on the third.
On the third one. Great.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Wow.
Can I just add one more thing? Because on the second bucket, we all take care of in-laws. So you give to your parents. You give to my parents. We don't do it separately.
You're shaking the table, sir.
You need to
you're shaking the table. Yes, and let me just go straight to the question, because I have it already. Someone said, finance with in-law, who should cut the shots? The husband or the wife?
For us, because we do everything as a team, we have this upfront that we will give our parents money, a certain amount of money every month. And this was even before we started earning so much. So we agreed. If we're giving my parents
is it an equal amount now?
We agreed. Yes, let's agree. Let's say 5,000 then when we started, 5,000, for example. And then we said caveat, as in, if your father needs a car and what my father needs is a bicycle, we will give your father the car and give my father the bicycle. We will not go and buy 2 cars.
No, we won't buy 2 cars.
We won't buy 2 cars. So when there is a need that we need to spend money on, I won't say because you gave your father 10,000, you will not go and send money to my parents 10,000. No. If there is a need in father's
house, this has been a very big problem within the homes.
We agreed up front. So we did that a long time. His parents, both parents are passed on now because they were older by the time we got married and everything. So they both passed on. My parents are still alive. So now it's just my parents we send money to. And we have a certain amount every month we must send. We don't need to be told.
Yeah.
We don't wait to be told. It's when they now have
but who decide?
We have both decided from the get-go. We decided.
So who decides?
So then nobody.
Yes, who decides? No. Let me rephrase the question. So who decides who needs a bicycle and who needs a Corolla? Because I have also an example of someone also who is always complaining. Oh, you gave your wife, your mother, lace, and you sent Ankara to my mother. Your own mother probably would not want to. No, so sir, who decides?
Okay,
and when it is not balanced, how do you convince the other party that your own mother needs a bicycle and not a car?
Sir, let me put it this way. That's why I talk about the dynamics, being a team. When you are a team, you are winning together.
Yeah.
When you lose together.
Yeah.
So once you are a team, there's no issue of, oh, you are doing this. There are times I have to tell my husband, you are not paying attention because it's not you they are talking to. It's me. And I lay it out there. These are the things I think you should do. Yeah. These are the things. And he listens and he will answer. And like I tell women, I personally do not have strength to be shouting. He gives me some certain amount of money. And then we have our own way of keeping money, doing it as a team. So when I need to, I will tell him, sir, I have this money from what you gave me or from what I made after this. I am sending to them. It's two of us.
So you are so it's not my wife giving them the lace. It is from both of us.
So when I send the money, I still tell the people it's from us, even when it is me.
Yes.
If it is him, it is from us, even when it is him. Because you are a team, you must be united together. Everyone achieves miracle. Yes. The miracle of making this home work. So there's no his father, his mother. No, they are not my parents. They are my mother and my father. So it is what is good for them I will give. And there are days when they were alive, I did more than their son. But I won't say, oh, it's Tunde sending them. No, it is me.
So can I say this to every couple listening? That couple that is asking the question. I want to say your husband needs credit in your in-laws. If you are always doing it yourself, you are not taking advantage of the marriage union. You are not. Your wife needs credit in front of your people. So that's why we learn. We have to learn this. So we have to learn it. You know, after banging our heads, we have to learn it. That guys, we can't be fighting each other. For us to win and grow this marriage successfully, we have to be on the same page. So when a need appears, the need will show, not a want. A want, if the father wants, if the mother wants a lace, it's different from a need. A need will show, a need will be obvious.
And you will know.
Yes.
And you know, because you are a team, it will be an easy discussion. Because my money is our money. Our money is what? Our money. It's not separate. I don't know if you get, sir.
I get you, sir, and I'm sure also our guests, our audience too, are getting this. Like, Bumi says, yes, what I did was to treat my wife's parents like mine. Great, thank you so much, Bumi. If you want to make your life easy, just do that. Someone also asked another question. It says, life experience. Yes, have you ever had a conflict over finance? How did you manage it? So, Team Elesin now. You told us how you started. It wasn't that rosy. Yes. Then it took a leap. But at some certain time, did you also add this conflict? Despite the fact that you tried the 3-bucket thing, amidst all this, did you also still had a conflict? And how did you manage it?
Let me put it this way. For me as a woman, okay, I call myself the domestic goddess because after some certain time in my life, I had to stay at home to take care of the children. So staying at home meant I didn't have income, so to speak. And one of my first fear was, will he be able to take care of me? Will he be able to, because mind you, I'm the first of 8 children. So I have a responsibility. I'm a responsible firstborn. I'm involved in the lives of my younger ones. And apart from that is I also have adopted siblings that I'm in charge of, things, making sure that I help out. So that created a problem. And I'm not the type to really ask for money, to say, oh, help me with this, help me with that. And as at a certain time in my life, I was already paying school fees for some of my younger ones. So it was a case of now feeling inadequate that, okay, this guy is earning, but my husband is, I would say, like I keep saying, where you're coming from determines a lot of what you would do. And once we have all the things taken care of, those extras, I have taken care of this month, those extras is your headache. So you understand? So I had to make him understand there are bills that we need to still support. So we had to bring it out there. Then I also felt somehow like if I'm talking to my husband, oh, I need to do this, or maybe I'm writing a book, I will need to publish the book. You are talking to yourself. You understand? They're talking and they're talking directly. So my husband can be given another person that is an author that came to ask him money for book and say, Bridget, send this person this money for publish her or his book. And I am looking at him. Oh, God, I told you just that.
Have I done mine?
You understand? But I now got to understand that tell me what you need. Don't say it in passing. Tell me this is a need. Let me know and work towards it. Don't just say it. And
don't assume that I will figure it out.
So that was a problem, but a mentor solved it. And the mentor gave an example of a dad and a mom, older couple then, they're both late now, and said, like some weeks back, before we had this conversation, that the mother and father, they were having an argument like, oh, you don't take care of me, you don't do this. It was over money. And when she started talking, I said, this is my story. It's not as if I don't know my husband has this money, but maybe I don't know how to ask. I don't know how to ask him for that money. So I see him giving to others, and I'm looking at him like, guy, I have a need and you are not even paying attention. She now said, you don't assume, and he keeps telling me that. Don't think I'm in your head. I'm not in your head. Tell me what you want.
But with all due respect, women, that is 60% of women will already assume
it's a challenge.
That you, the husband, must see. Sorry, I know my wife is listening, and she will say, must I say it? Can't you see it?
You should anticipate.
I'm not in your head. Why are you assuming that I will already know?
It's emotional intelligence. And I will beg women, please learn to speak up. When I started speaking up, it helped me. So even now, when he feels as, because generally a man he's not a multitasker like women, and he's not intuitive, except he has managed himself to the point where he's intuitive and can discern. Not every man can discern. Some men can, and they operate more in feminine soul, work in that frame. So when a man is,
I also think some women, so that you can wrap it up together on this. I think sorry to interrupt. I think some women they're trying to tread cautiously. They don't want to come out to the man like very demanding. Okay, so there are some women today, they will not say, oh, give me this, I need this. Just so that men, of course, some of us, women, also get to like, what is it? Whenever you see, and it's always end of the month now that your demands are always coming. Why are you always coming with this request? And some women try to now tread, oh, don't let me just show that I am requesting, but a lot of them are burning inside. A lot of them need things, but they don't want to say it. So what do you want to say to such families, such women that are not willing to come up open to make requests on their husband, and also to some men that whenever women or their wives make requests on them, they take offense and they're like, oh, now you know that I just have this money and that is why you're coming up with your request. What do you have to say to this family?
I will let my husband talk, but let me say this. He's been friends with your partner. He's naked and not ashamed. I don't see my husband packaging before me. Some people are still living a packaged life and feeling ashamed. They are not vulnerable with each other. So if it's a marriage and it's forever to go, how will you keep living in secrecy and living as if, oh, this is not, it's our business. if I have a need, I will come to you, even if you are not paying attention. I will let you know. There are days, you know, my husband is different temperament-wise. I am different temperament-wise. The things I won't take as anything, he will take it as something. But because we've stayed with each other, we understand each other, we understand our boundaries, and we understand that. But when it comes to being open, we have friendship between us. You understand? We have friendship. So because we have friendship, there are things that he's not used to, like all those eating out. He grew up eating at home. So those eating out was not part of his thing. So when we got married, he's coming from outside. He comes empty-handed. And I'll be like a policewoman. You know, pass the road. Even gala, you not see. You understand what I'm saying? As in even gala, you understand? Even if it's like, Sarah, buy something and bring home. But that was, okay, I will stay there.
Sorry. Yes,
okay, I don't
I'm
know
there.
what happened. It threw us out.
No, we're
I
there.
also don't know.
Okay, it just
No,
went
you're
up.
there.
Okay, fine. So,
Well, other people, I don't know.
okay, I don't know. Let's just keep it so that we have peace. You know. So what am I saying? Couples learn to be friends. Learn to do marriage. You know, as a team. Learn to be in each other's world. Learn to talk. Learn to communicate. When you do that, you won't have issues when there are big deals, when things come up. So if I have any need, now I can tell my husband, this is a need. Can we talk about it? So it's not about who is providing or who is not providing. If I have to spend money on something, there was something I told my husband which day. I said, I will send you a link. I explained, he said, I'm not getting you. I don't understand what you are saying. I said, it's for my business. I will even pay you this money if you want it so. But this, he said, no, I'm not telling you to pay me. I'm telling you, I don't understand what you are saying. You understand? So I had to make him understand. And we're still in that process of understanding what I'm saying concerning that thing. So what am I saying here? I don't think we should live packaged lives. It depends on where you're coming from. Please be open. And I tell people, whatever Adam called the animal is what they become. Whatever you say this thing is what it is. And build trust. Don't tell your husband, oh, school fees is this amount, and he comes to find out it's not this amount. Don't tell your wife, if she's the primary breadwinner now, okay, you need to buy something and you go and lie. All those packaging is what causes trouble in homes. Don't package and don't lie. Be open and not ashamed. So that's what I have to say. I don't know what my husband needs to add to that.
No, I just wanted to answer. I want to answer one question on the chat group, which says that somebody said I've been hot. How do I get out of the hot? So
I actually have what I did was I have all those questions. I was hoping that after the section we now go into the chat room and take those questions. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. Now I think we will have to go into the chat room. And please still keep your questions coming. I promise to take them one after the other, and our guests will address them. So Oladipo says, is it compulsory or ideal for a wife to hand her monthly salary over to her husband? Should it be a crime if the woman declines? Please clarify, sir.
So meaning there is a trust issue on the table. What we want to encourage the couple is think about it as a country. And the country has 2 states for now. Okay, state 1 is your income, state 2 is your husband's income. You put it on the table and now bring your expense to the table. So if you are the spender, you want to really, you want to be able to spend and say, it's my money and I spend anyhow. If you are the spender, you want to keep 80%. Don't think of yourself, think of the family. Guys, you know what we now did is every end of the year, we declare dividend in my house. We declare, yes, we declare dividend, meaning this is what we have saved. This is what we have invested. This is what has happened. Babe, we made 100,000 naira. Sincerely speaking, I give her 70, I take 30.
But I spend the 70 at least, over 40 on you.
You don't spend it on me. But what am I saying? Reward yourselves. Then you will know all these discussions. Should I put 10 or no? You will sit us together. Let me tell you, everybody that is working for somebody today is only a matter of time. Matter of time. When you leave that job, the worst case is they will clap for you. If you have pension in a good company, thank God, or you have pension in Nigeria, thank God that it will work. But don't depend on it. Begin to think about it. What happens when we retire? Do you want to live? How do you want to live? I want to live doing what I love, not thinking of money. So what are we doing today? We're implementing the 1 Kings chapter 4 verse 7. We are creating businesses that will yield for us in 10 years, that will yield for us in 15 years, that will yield for us in 2 years. We're generating stuff. Okay, sometimes we invest, we lose. I won't lie to you. Oh God, we've lost money. We've lost, but we learn from it, and we grow from it. So what I want to encourage that lady, please don't go that route. Think of it together. Lastly, I will just quote what I said before. 1 chases what? 1,000. 2, put 10,000 to flight. Yeah. Anytime you are working solo, you are leaving 9,000 on the table. I'm telling you.
Let me say something concerning women, okay? It depends on what you are both agreed on, because one thing I found out with a lot of men is this: they want to, when we talk about submission in marriage, is submit one to another. Some men will quote it, but they forget the love aspect. And when you love, you give. For God so loved that he gave and died.
Really. You sacrifice.
Jesus died. Men are not ready to die. They want you to submit totally. Even Jesus himself submitted before dying. He would have gone off the cross to say, I'm not doing this anymore, because the people you send me to, they are wicked. So that's what I'm saying.
No. I love you first, or you submit to me
Tunde,
first.
you love me. You are head now. You declare headship for this thing. You don't read money now. You know head again. You are head.
I've heard it a lot. Which one should come first? Submission or
no?
Or the love?
Let us define it, not worldly. Now, even if it's worldly, you are still head. You are the provider.
Yeah.
If we want to do by our father's standard, a man should not even look at the wife's pocket. But that is not the script now. We have moved from there. What we've moved into now is to earning income. So you as a woman, you are earning. And if your wife is not earning, don't make her feel as if she's stupid.
No.
If I tell people what I do as a domestic goddess, if you pay, we've lived abroad and we wanted to get a house, a nanny to come and look after our children for 1 hour. What they called is like somebody's salary in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
I had to sit at home and I borrowed myself brains to say I will take care of my children myself, because it didn't make sense going to work and putting all the money in the hands of a housekeeper. And once they finish working, they give you time. They're in your house. 5 o'clock is 5 o'clock. They are still there, but they become invisible. So you see her moving in your house, and she's not nanny again, because her work time is over. Now she's having her time. She's in your house eating your food, and she's having her TV time. If your children are dying, they don't care, because our time is stated in a document. So what are we saying? If you understand how this works, you will respect and honor your wife. So please, man, don't rub it in. If she says she's not giving you, I beg you, except you people it's not something to fight over. Agree on your family. No, Tunde, don't go there. If we go there, they will go and quote us that we said, hand it over. Don't quote me. Okay? Take your money and keep your money. Let your wife keep her money until you agree. Don't go there.
Can I say something?
Brother, don't go there.
Yes, sir, please do.
I like this is my wife in a normal element.
Don't go there.
So what I would encourage.
The woman is suffering. Is a cry for help.
What I will encourage.
And maybe it's a pastor.
What I will encourage.
They give the money and quote scripture.
What I will encourage is that show leadership. Wait now. Show leadership. The box stops on the table, sir. Show leadership. Show leadership. Show leadership. That's what I will encourage. Leadership is not force. Leadership is influence. That's why if you go and check the bishop that Paul was talking about the very first time, bishop, he said the guy can never be a bishop if he hasn't led his family correctly.
Lead.
If he hasn't been the right leader at home, he can't. So, and this is so important, okay? And that is the reason why we are saying to every man that is listening to us today, if they're having those issues, please pause. You go and learn financial, go and learn, and let your wife regain that trust, okay? She has to regain the trust that you will consider the family. My wife taught me the meaning of love. It's called sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Wow.
Let me say something, sir, please. Men, let me say this. Some men, don't understand finances. Their wives are better. They're actually CFO in their offices and they manage better. But we come with the African mentality of saying, I understand better. A woman that is a chartered accountant and is known and celebrated out there comes home and the husband says, I'm the better money manager. And every year their money comes to zero. Please borrow yourself.
Even if she's not an accountant, but if she's a better
if she's a better saver and a better manager, hand over the money to her, you'll be better off.
Okay, I hear you, ma. Okay, but what in this case, still talking about the spender and the saver. Now, what do you do when your spouse does not align with your idea of spend-save ratio?
Spend and saving.
Save ratio, okay. Like now, sir, you talked about the savings, you talked about what you will save at the beginning of the month, you talked about budgeting. What if I have a spouse that says, hey, I want 60% spent and 40% savings, and the husband says, oh, sorry, that cannot work. We have to spend 80% and save only 20%. How do you manage this and how do you balance it?
So what I will ask is, I want the man to please be the leader, meaning not insist on your say, no. Okay, try madam's style initially, and then try to work the process, because you might not be seeing what she's seeing. You know, so
you're talking about compromise, yes, sir.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Compromise. So don't forget, there are some very basic foundations we put on the table. You guys should work together. That's one thing we have said.
Yeah.
I keep this story all the time. You have Nigeria versus Togo. Forgive me for using Togo. Playing football match. You are the striker about to go and score. I'm the striker. And about to score Togo. My wife just remembered I offended her. She's the goalkeeper. And she shouted, "Today, you bald-head boy. You stupid boy." And I turn. I go to my goal. I say, me, you're calling me boy. I score ourselves. Nigeria. Who won the match? Togo now. They brought the Togo won.
You both lose.
You both lost. You both messed up. So what we are saying is, think of you as put together and be compromised for the good of the home. So that's why we've said make sure there's enjoyment together. Don't let sisters or ladies don't go for holiday to London and you leave your husband here that is working hard.
He's the one that decided to work hard.
No. I mean,
no, but truly,
do it. Enjoy together. I mean, go and buy things for yourself together from the proceed of both of you. And it will take some time to get to this part. Please, I'm telling you, take some time.
Yeah.
But just start and tweak it. Start and tweak.
And be intentional about it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Joseph says, apart from setting budgets that has to be based on income, planning for tomorrow must be established in due season, and it's always the best spent after your savings. Thank you so much, Joseph. Olushuyi Dominic says, thanks for being so realistic. Financial issues often result in hurt. How could one be healed from such hurt?
Right.
Okay, for those that have been there before, because now let's say we're starting afresh, and the way people look at hurt, it depends on where you're coming from, and then your temperament, you understand? And then some men have really done it over and over again, and some women too. Men have found out that their wives have not been faithful in terms of the things that they declare, the things that they buy. You know, when they declare, oh, this is what you should buy, they pad it, you know, they pad what they are buying, and they pad, and then the man now discovers the price and he's hot. Or some women have money and they invest and they are building houses on their own and doing things for themselves without the man's knowledge. That can create is it distrust, mistrust, whatever. So you can be hurt, and men too can hurt. You tell the wife you don't have money, she's spending, and then she finds out that you have a side chick, or you are sending money to your family members without her knowledge, and so many other things. So, but let's assume today that is the past. Can we start all over again?
Yeah,
so we are asking that you learn to let go. Bitterness will take you nowhere. You know, when you are living in unforgiveness, it's like taking poison, expecting the other person to die. that unforgiveness eats you up and is a poison to your system. So you need to forgive for your own mental health. You need to forgive for the betterment of that union and the marriage. And so be open. That's why we tell people, be vulnerable, be open. Guy, you did XYZ. I don't like it. And let it be. Let it go. Okay? Like my husband would say, when you want to treat a wound, what you do to the wound is you get, cotton wool or whatever, you clean it thoroughly. It will be painful as you are cleaning it. So sit down, clean that wound. Talk about what hurt you. Talk about what pained you. How do we stop this bleeding? How do we stop it? And tell yourselves, we won't do this anymore. If you have to contract, I've had couples come to me to say, you will be our accountability partner. They send their documents. It's like signing a prenuptial. People that are signing like a contract, they will sign a prenuptial to say XYZ, this is, and then you make me accountability. I will sign, you will sign. So if I do this, this is what will happen. This is what we contract, because some people cannot keep their words.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have that kind of spouse, you need to have an accountability partner, have a mentor, have a coach or someone that can help you, put you in line and contract. But if your words is your words and you can stick by the words that you speak, then let her trust you, build trust again. Whatever you've done. I've seen men that have squandered monies and their wives went to cooperative to borrow monies and they still spent it, and the woman is paying the debt, and when they have money, they won't even pay, and it's her business. Yeah. That is evil. Evil in every way. Evil. You understand? So please don't live in that kind of evil. It's her money. You want to enjoy your wife, be there for her. Yeah. You want to enjoy your husband, be there for him. Yeah. There are things my husband will not, there are things he doesn't buy. I take care of those things. Why? Because I know that it's a need. And being a spender, I will say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like talking about shoes, and some men can wear a shirt that has all. They'll say, can your words design? It's not can your words design. It is all. Both in their boxers, in their socks. And it is not style. It is all. Selfishness, they can't help themselves. Yeah. So you as a wife, don't wait to be told until it becomes, the shirt can be torn, and they will give a tailor. They call them up and they will put another cloth and they will torn it. Because they can't spend on themselves. Help him. Yeah. Help him.
So what do you want to tell that person? Forgive yourself.
Forgive, please.
Forgive, first of all, forgive yourself and forgive the
Forgive him, yeah.
Sir, I don't know of any marriage that doesn't need forgiveness, including my own.
Of course.
I don't know of any. Great. Yeah. So please.
Thank you very much. That's great. Osage says working as a team is very important and critical. I think that's a missing link in most of our marriages. Thank you so much. Because of time, we'll take the questions more. We'll take the questions faster now. Paul N says, how do you come to a compromise when there's clearly one dominant party who always think that he or she is right?
Okay.
How do you come to a compromise when there's always one party that will never be wrong? I will say, yes, I'm always right. So how do you meet? How do you compromise?
The woman is always right. Man, yeah. And the man is never wrong. The woman is always right. And the man is never wrong. So who is right? You are both right. But you are seeing from the perspective. Yeah. So you are both seeing from the perspective. The woman is right. The man is not wrong. Yeah. The man is right. The woman is right. So how do we see from our perspective and make a third opinion? Yeah. So the third one is, how do we compromise and agree? So for some people, the ITK, I too know, or you are the one with the degree. You refuse to. It's just like a man saying, I'm the head, I'm the head. We know you are the head. But right now, you are not making sense as the head. Yep. Can you sit down and come down and say, head, let me make sense? So see her perspective. Does it make sense? And don't be prideful. There are times my husband will say, you will never fail me. That's what I have told him before. He will now come and do it my way after he has tried his way and failed. And then I have the right to say, guy, good for you. Or have the sense to say not good for you, or just keep quiet and say, okay, at least you've learned your way. Some days I will not say anything. He has done the right thing, I'll leave him. Some days I want to rub it in. Sure, you don't go suffer.
Abi, you don't come back home now.
You understand? Some days I will be that kind of person. Yeah. But it's a lesson. It's the same thing with the woman. always know that you are a team and your perspective is right because you're coming from somewhere. Her perspective is right because she's seeing it from that other place. It's like touching an elephant. If you call 5 blind men, touch an elephant, it depends on where they are touching. So it's the same thing with the perspective. So learn to listen to each other. Listen with empathy, listen well, and make the right decision.
So in addition to that, I want, sir, just 2 things.
Yes,
One, I want to ask every lady, pray for your husband.
Okay.
The heart of a man
He
belongs to God.
Yeah.
Pray for him. When he's arguing, wants to have his way, don't push it. Don't push it, please. I want to beg every sister, don't push it.
And don't pray for him to fail, no, because some sisters are like this. They will pray, let his hand burn, let him see fire.
So that he can come back home.
That's
He's not staying at home again. Let him lose that job so that now he can sit at home.
Don't do that.
I think we can have this question from Tough Nation to this because it looks very similar. It said, how do you help a spendthrift spouse who doesn't know that he or she is, especially when he or she earns more? So how do you help such a spouse who actually does not recognize that he or she is a spendthrift just because he earns more? Of course, I have more money. I can decide to go out and buy a car for my mom without even telling you I have the money. So how do you help such person?
Some people are like that, really. They don't care at all. So what I encourage people, number one, is that first of all, try and make sure you guys are team centered.
Yeah.
Team centered means we're in this boat together. We're in this boat together. Number two, allow him to have his way a bit. So like, I'm the saver, my wife is a spender. I've learned to allow, okay, let's go shopping. Not with window shopping, you know. Let's go physical shopping, you know, and
go with a budget.
Yes, definitely go with a budget. So you have to allow some wins, okay, because it gives the person some satisfaction, okay, and that's good. The reason I told somebody one day that the reason why God kept the season called harvest is to motivate us to sow more. The reason why we have harvest is not for just keeping and looking. No, harvest is you enjoy it, you are grateful. And if you go to our societies long time ago, they have even scriptures. They have a season where everybody dances, celebrates the harvest we've had, meaning the increase we've had. They don't celebrate and keep it, they eat it.
No, but what if the person is spending to the detriment of the home?
I'm coming. So when you are team centered, you are harvest driven. The next thing, insist on a budget. A budget will recalibrate, sir. I'm telling you. I want to beg everybody listening to me, please.
Yes, sir.
October is coming. Work with a budget. Most of us
November
is coming. Most of us, when you try it, you will run into crisis. Because I'm telling you, 80% of families spend more than they make. I'm just telling you, that's why after they made money from salary, 2 weeks or a week after, they don't have money again. It's not boring. They don't. Or if you run a business, we strongly ask that 2 couples should not be into business. 2 couples. Why? Because businesses go up and down. You might not make money for the first 6 months. There'll be so much pressure on the family that you make a hit if you're not disciplined. So when we encourage couples, if both of you are driven to being entrepreneurs, that's fine. Look for the very first money you guys make. Create something that will give you constant inflow every 2 weeks. My wife and I did that. We got a little investment. The guy was giving us some money back every 2 weeks. Am I right? That money was giving us took care of our daily food. I'm telling you, sir.
Wow.
We did it for like 18 months.
Every week,
yes.
Yeah, every week.
So critically, when you do that, if he's still a spendthrift, look for a counselor. Look for a counselor.
Thank you, sir. Wow. I'm learning. My book is full. And I'm sure it's the same with everyone on this platform as well. At some point, we actually eat 50 people in the class. Some people go in, and new people also come. I mean, Some people go out, new people come in. Yeah, Caroline says, I so much agree with the fact that prayer can cause a positive change of attitude in one's spouse instead of the prolonged arguments which can lead to nagging. Thank you very much. Solomon Falu says, until my wife and I started using the budget, we were constantly running into debt until they started using the budget. Great. If Oluwa, he or she has a question here. He said, if the woman, we've talked about this a bit, so I'm going to just paraphrase. It's about the woman that is not working, who is keeping the home front. Now, I don't want to use the word not working because they don't have a nanny. This woman is the one keeping the house, cooking, washing, everything. So as far as he is concerned as the husband, that is still work. And that says she's not bringing anything to the table in physical cash per se. However, she supports her husband in managing the family and other businesses in a work from home format, but not paid. So how do you create accountability, balancing in spending, savings, and other general finance matters? Because this woman is not having physical cash. So how do you create a balance on budget?
I think the best thing for any man to do, especially when your wife is a sit-at-home mom, is to make sure you give her an allowance. And also when a man is working, like you say a man is not hardworking, is not this, and the man is also a stay-at-home dad due to one thing or the other. You come home, the house is clean, the children are well taken care of. Also learn to appreciate the man, even if you are the enemy, because I found that these days, women don't also appreciate such men because they feel that they are the ones earning. It is not fair. The man is also in that position where his ego is not only affected because he's no longer the breadwinner, he's also being given attitude by the woman saying, you too, go and get something to do. You are a lazy man, you are this, you are that. COVID has shown a lot of things, and we've seen women change. We've seen men crying, you know, and saying, my wife is wicked because she earns more and she's not paying attention. So what I tell couples is this: learn to appreciate each other. And if your husband is helping you, we do that without being told. We share dividend at the end of the year. I also get an allowance, you know, from my husband, no matter how small, so I can take care of some basic needs. So if you're not used to that, guy, please help yourself.
You have to start now.
Yes, start. Give that woman something for herself. There are men that go grocery shopping. So there's even no way, even if the woman says, let me pack, she can't see anything. She won't see. He will measure the yam. I've seen men like that. He will measure the yam and cut half and tell you the second half you will eat tomorrow. You understand? There are some men like that. So the woman does not have anywhere to even get money. Where do you expect her to get money? So she wants part, she's asking you. Please don't reduce her to that kind of person that will not start stealing or doing things. Be open and help her.
So another thing, please.
Yes, sir.
I want to, that guy that is, you see, I listened to a man of God recently, some years ago. He said this is his 4th recession. This was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So he said the world goes in circles. So that guy that is earning beautiful now, I'm just telling you the truth. There's a season is coming that business will either come down, okay? Or your job will have to reinvent itself. So quickly, I beg you, create a family business, another source of income where madam will manage.
Say that again, around, a lot of people need to hear that.
Create another source of income. For me, make it 4 or 5. Or 2 or 3, where madam's strength, which lies in her strength. What does she manage the home? I mean, she's a good organizer. Most women are beautiful salespeople. Create a retail store. I mean, please think for God,
something that can make bring a better money. Yeah.
You don't. Nobody is empty. Nobody is empty.
And give an allowance.
Nobody is empty. I'll give an allowance. But for me, it's
Ebenezer just corroborated what you just said now. Said allowance is good for a sit-at-home mom or spouse. Home keeping is a serious job. That's true. So if it is full time, make room for earnings for this sit-at-home. Well, work at home. It is healing to have an avenue to earn.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ebenezer. Thanks for that.
Thank you, sir. So that for me is critical, and I want to encourage couples. I mean, think the next critical thing. If she sits at home, not right now, there are a lot of online courses.
Yeah.
That's something we encourage couples to do. make sure you are sharpening yourself together.
Yeah.
This year, my wife and I had gone for a course together this year. Together. It was a painful, how many weeks? 8 weeks? 8 weeks? Yeah, 8 weeks. Every week for 8 weeks. I had to create time. So I'm saying it, guys, I don't care if you are the CEO and she's the CFO of another firm. Look for a course where both of you, there are many things you can learn about. There are many things. There are many things.
Wow.
I will just end with this. Miles Moron, God bless him. He said sometime that the reason why you always will ask couples to go for marriage seminars like this is that you will always enter a phase. There will always be a phase you have never touched that you need help.
Yeah.
So you give an example. You're just married. You're not giving back. It's a different ball game if you have children.
Yeah.
Then you have children. It's a different ball game when your kids are going to school. So your kids go to school. They are 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old.
Different from teenagers.
Even then you have teenagers like me and my wife now. Oh God, it's a different ball game. Different ball game.
Drama. Yeah.
Guess what? They leave school.
Yeah.
They become young adults. Different ball game. They get married. Different ball game. Become grandparents.
Yeah.
So every time there are seasons you don't have a clue about. So guys, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Concerning this marriage thing, concerning finances, I'm telling you the truth. Nobody thought about COVID. But my wife was telling me today, if we had not planned, if we had not planned, speaking in tongues will not pay your landlord.
That's all.
Let me say it again.
Thank you so much, sir. Wow. We can go on and on and on and on. This has been indeed a masterclass. Caroline says this affected when she nearly got married because she found it so difficult to ask. Okay, this is talking about asking the husband for finance. Rather, she would just assume that her hubby would know without asking him. However, she later conquered that silence. Thank you very much, Caroline, for sharing your experience. Samuel Falodun says this discussion is for couples. I wish we could have a season 2 of it where couples can sit together and learn. Now, let me ask you, sir, tell us about what you do. Okay, the Facebook page. So because people want more, we're yearning to hear, to see more. We cannot have everything in this master class today. We're trying to make it now 30 minutes, but now we've even exceeded that. So where else can we get some of this information?
Okay. Currently, we are on Facebook together, 2 of us, Team Elesin Family Club. We are both podcasters. We have over 165 podcasts on family life. So it's called the Team Elesin Family Show. We do that with Team Carl. Another, they are our proteges and friends as well. They are actually like blood children. I think they are here. So Florence and Carl are a couple that are the host of the podcast. And we have a magazine called the Complete Family Magazine. So we have the website. So if you check, we will try and see if we can, if Florence is here and can hear us, please put the link for the website and then the podcast as well. So we have all of that and we will share with you, sir, so you can share to your group. Then on Facebook, I am Bridget Elesin. I've exceeded my 5,000 right now. So I have a public page you can join. So what I do on Instagram, I share on Facebook as well. I also have a group called the Marriage Mindset Group. I've not been as active, but there are still materials there you can learn from. But right now, our latest baby is the Team Elesin Family Club, which is actively, it's growing. It's about 500 and something people right now. Then we have a group on WhatsApp. So apart from that, professionally, I'm a coach. I do complete family package. And so I have the complete man, the complete woman, superstar wifey, superstar hubby. I have fatherhood mastery. I have a calling for men. So I talk fatherhood. So I have 2 books that have been written for fathers. My first book ever was written for fathers. Fathers, you must take the lead. And then I'm working on husbands, you must take the lead as well, but that is by the wayside. So I have the Complete Man program, the Complete Woman program, Superstar Hobby. So all those are packages. So what I try to do is I can't cancel you in 1 hour. So when you come, what has happened is not in 1 day. So the least I try to do is 8 sessions. So that is paid for. I have paid for classes. I have some free classes that I do, but the podcast is a masterclass on its own. You can learn anything you want to learn. And if you want to book a session, you can book. So maybe go through my Facebook or my Instagram, then my husband now.
Can someone please post those contact the Facebook account, probably your Instagram handle also. Can we have someone in your team to just
okay, please, Florence, help us
session?
do that. Then Tunde has what we call the Character Academy. He runs it with Carl Ogu, and he teaches on character and ethics. So young people, young adults from age, let's say 20 to 35. So it has a website now. So they have, yes. So they have how many?
God is just.
They're on WhatsApp, and so they're doing quite a lot. But right now we also coach together because we are both certified marriage mentors. We're actually master marriage mentors of the Institute of Family and Marriage and Family Life, TIMFA. So the conveners of the International Relationship Conference and the owner of the institute, our marriage mentor, Tim Victor, they're on Facebook. So we follow them. We're like one of their top mentees, as they're like our parents. So we follow them bumper to bumper. So when we have challenges, we go to them. They are the people we are accountable to. If anything is happening, I need to call. Those are the people that we call, and then we have another couple that we call. So we coach together. But when we are coaching together, I do professionally. So sometimes my husband will say, "Oh, this is free." I don't do freemium. I don't do freemium. Mr. Elesin,
so see for me today. Thank you very much. So fantastic. So if you also want to know more about Team Elesin, you can always reach out to me via any handle. I'm on Instagram at Tope Bandele, and you can also send us an email at Masterclass. Eman, can you just post that on the group as well? Masterclass.topebandele@gmail.com. Our website is coming on board very soon as well. Then we can have a lot of this information right there and then. Before I call on one of us to say a very big thank you again, I want to inform every one of us here as well that this program, this session will be on YouTube, just as every other session that we've had. We've had 5 successful modules. This module also will be on YouTube, hopefully by tomorrow. Please just go to YouTube channel, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. That is the YouTube channel, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. You will see all the modules we've had, and you can also share with your friends. We do this for free. And thank you so much, Team Elesin, for also coming to do this with us pro bono, without collecting anything. And I want to really appreciate you. Thank you, and God bless you. The Masterclass with Tope Bandele will be every other 2 weeks. In another 2 weeks, we're coming to you again with another fantastic module. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag now on the topic, but it's something you will definitely love again. And I also do this every other Sunday where I mentor kids, and I work with almost 380 kids every Sunday between the ages of 5 to 10. So if you have a child who is between the ages of 5 to 10, and you want them to be involved in our weekly games. So we have 50 questions for 30 minutes, where we engage their mind, we work on their mindset, and also work on their values as well. Please register for these classes. It is absolutely free. It is absolutely free. So if you want the link to our Masterclass Sunday edition with your kids and also families, we do 2 shows every Sunday for the kids and also for the families on WhatsApp, by the way. Please just drop a request on masterclass.topebandele@gmail.com, and I will send you the link to join. Thank you very much. May I ask Ife Obafemi to please come on board and say a very big thank you to our guest today. Ife, let me try to unmute you. Okay. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone, and a big thank you to our guests today, ma'am and sir. Thank you so very much. I was just typing in the chat room. I said, these are really intentional couple. I mean, it's amazing, seeing how you both had worked together from the start. And you're clear on what you want to achieve and the direction you want your marriage to go. It is really inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing your time, sharing from your experience, from your wealth of learning. I mean, to think we didn't pay for this class, it's really, really so kind of you, so kind of you. We did not pay. So thank you for sharing so much. And you can bet that we would follow all the, the link and the info that you have shared. And we hope that we would have you, maybe we'll have a part 2 of it. I think one of us is already saying it, that we'll have a season 2. Thank you so very much.
No problem. We'll see what we can do. Thank you very much. And yes, now this is the main course. We had the dessert before the show on IG. Now for another 5 minutes, we will go on to IG again just to wrap it up with sorry, we had the appetizer. This is the main course. Then we will have the dessert just for about 5 minutes for our IG community as well. Thank you very much for everyone, to everyone that joined us on the show today. From the bottom of my heart, I say a very, very big thank you. God bless you real good. Let's keep learning, let's keep growing, and let's keep helping others. That is what humanity is meant for. Till I come your way again in another 2 weeks, it is Tope Bandele. And I want to say a very big thank you to all my handlers as well, Eman, Ifeoluwa, and also to my wife, also for handling the publicity. Thank you very much. God bless you all. If you still have any other questions, please drop it in our email address, masterclass.topebandele@gmail.com. And please visit our YouTube channel, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. That is the YouTube channel name, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. You will see all our past videos on the channel, and this one also will be uploaded tomorrow or latest by Monday by God's grace. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a lovely weekend. And for those of us that are in Lagos, please stay safe. I know we are all yearning to end SARS, but I would rather say let's end police violence. Let's end killings of innocent people. Let's push for that the more. And ultimately, please stay safe. God bless you all. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Slam dunk,